Hello, Infused Transitions. So glad that you are here. Thank you so much for being here and joining us. For those of you who are new, I am an intuitive reader. If you want to know more about what that means and how I read, you can find that in the description box below. For those of you who are returning, thank you guys so much for your continued support and being here and showing up. I appreciate each and every one of you. These were the decks that I was called to bring out onto the table today, and so we shall see what comes forward. I may or may not use all of them, some of them, one of them, I never know until I actually get going. So without further ado, we are going to get started. All right, here we go. Everything has been pre-shuffled and we're ready to go. So let's just see. Where are we going to begin with the butterflies? All right. So even though I do pre-shuffle, I do like to shuffle on camera. This is just so that you guys can see that they are shuffled and not in any particular order of any kind, just whatever, however they come out. Excuse me. You guys, as always, only take what resonates and leave the rest. All right. What messages do you have for us today? Let's tie. Okay. Heavenly signs, new exercise program, and sentimental feelings. All right. On the bottom of the deck, we have support. I'm trying to see where I can put that. Okay, so let's see. First of all, we have the sentimental feelings. That was the first one that did come out. I feel like, because this also came out with heavenly signs and sentimental feelings, there may be a specific someone or, you know, some animal or a person or, you know, whatever that you've been thinking a lot about lately, or that just keeps coming to your mind or crosses your mind occasionally. I feel like you're being given signs as to validate and confirm that yes, this being is communicating with you, trying to get your attention, or just trying to let you know that yes, they are there with you, even though they aren't here in this reality and in this physicality anymore. For some, or for someone, or for some, I'm also getting you may be feeling like some nostalgia, or you know, being sentimental around someone or something that has not passed yet, but just that there's separation of some kind, whether it's geographically or in some other form. And you're being given, you know, signs that, you know, either this separation is, you know, for the best and highest, or it's something temporary. So again, take it how it resonates for you and leave the rest. We have right in the middle of this a new exercise program. Now, to me, this is what is coming through, is there is this suggestion that maybe if this is a challenging time for you in some way, shape, or form, that bringing in some new exercise program for yourself could be something that is, you know, very healing, something that is an opportunity for you to do some self-support, being able to spread your wings, being able to bring in some healing for yourself. Oh, and yes, I said self-support as well as the support you have coming in. And it's funny because, yeah, I forgot that was on the bottom of the deck of support. Okay. Sometimes we can use the benefit of having additional support whether that is a physical thing or something otherworldly or otherrealmly, such as, angels or our ancestors or God or, whatever that is for you. And then other times there's that opportunity to bring in someone such as a coach or something that can help support us in what we're trying to create and or even just trying to release stress. Now, this could be, lifting weights. It could be, Zumba. It could be a form of dance. It could be meditation. It can be gardening. It can be something that's new, because it says new exercise program. So it's something new that you're doing or can do, or, you might be being invited to looking into doing something that appeals to you that will help you be able to get your body chemistry, I just got back on track. And that in turn can help us also when we're processing sentimental things or challenges or whatever that is. All right, what else do we have? What else do we have, please? Any other messages that you have for us? Just a quick message here for you guys. As you know, well, those of you who have been following me know, there's multiple animals here, and I forgot to put them away before I started. I'm putting them into their little playroom. So I apologize now if, because I am expecting a delivery as well. That's too many. So if they start barking, I'm going to have to pause, but I apologize for the interruption in case there is one. Can we get one more, please? Can we get one more, please? Okay. They're saying no, it's switch decks. So, bottom of the deck, we have family harmony. Your loved ones form a strong pillar of support. Embrace their love and put past issues behind you. So see, again, we have the sentimental feelings. Now, sometimes sentimental feelings can be, again, that word nostalgia came to me, I believe, when I first started talking about it. So there could be some things about ruminating over the past or struggling to get past something. Chrysanthemum. So, there could be, maybe there's some work that needs to be done around, and I mean work as in, obviously it varies from person to person, but this could be simply just doing some work in whatever way, shape, or form it is that you utilize personally to shift, to create change for yourself in your life. I feel like for some of you, you're like, well, I don't have any strong family pillars. I don't have strong family relationships, or, whatever that story is. It's time to de-story it, so to speak, and create a new story. And sometimes we can have breaks in our biological family, but it doesn't mean that we don't have a family, right? We have our soul family, our spirit family. We can have our family who is our chosen friends. And I would say on all of that, choose wisely. Choose wisely. Utilize discernment. Utilize, your spirituality. What are things that are supportive for you and in alignment with you, versus being in an energy of, oh my gosh, I have to have people in my life. I have to have this. I have to have. We create imbalance and disruption. We create chaos and other things that are just non-serving. So obviously most of us aren't going to want to create that. So again, choose wisely, right? Choose wisely what you do and do not allow in, and choose wisely of what you exit away from. All right, so out came Purification. the white rose. So by purifying your life of negative people, places, and experiences, you attain true peace, which, I mean, I knew it was the right rose and it said purification, but to be honest, I did not know what it said down here. I thought it was going to be talking about like body purification, like detoxing, but actually it's interesting that I said what I said, because it's talking about negative people, places, and experiences. So if you're wanting to create true peace within, right, looking at this, we have the sentimental feelings. There's something about the past. There's something about the past, and it's time to purify yourself, purify your life, by releasing the negative people, places, environments, experiences, etc., so that you can move forward. And I feel like the new exercise program, it strengthens the human body, but it also cleanses the emotions. It cleanses the mind. It cleanses our energy fields. I think, whatever that exercise looks like for you. I am not a doctor. I am not a professional. So before you do anything, check with your doctor. Make sure you're good to go. That is not me. I am not a medical person. Next we have wise soul. Your soul carries ancient wisdom. Please embrace it as you have the knowledge to help those around you. Now, here's the interesting thing about that. A lot of times we look at when we have to walk away from a people, places, things, events, experiences, situations, whatever. We can have a lot of hesitation, or we don't do it because we think, oh my gosh, this is going to so hurt them, and it's going to hurt me, it's going to hurt them, it's just, no good's going to come out, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. If two people, places, things, events, situations, stories, experience, whatever, is no longer aligned, then it's not good for either person or being or place or thing, right? It's no longer aligned. And the longer that you force, push, stay, passive, whatever that is, the bigger the chasm gets. And then that's not serving anyone. And again, none of us are an island unto ourselves, right? We have that ripple effect. And wherever that ripple effect is, right? Do we want our ripples to be that of positivity, high vibration, blah, 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 blah? Or do we want it to be something that's very low vibing? It's your choice, right? But by walking in alignment for ourselves, this is also very helpful in aligning for others, whether they realize it or not. And I feel in doing this, working your way through these challenging, whatever this is for you, there is going to be this wisdom that you're going to release, so to speak, from, or come to recognition and understanding for yourself. And that is in turn then something that you can utilize to help others who are where you have been. I hope that makes sense. All right. What else? What else do we have? Oh, something flipped. Here we go. See, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I do complete work. I tie up loose ends, follow through on projects, and enjoy the feeling that comes from a job well done. So again, this is something that can really shift things for you. It can shift your energy, your mood, I just heard the word vision. It can really make a difference for you. This can really make a difference for you. So however this is, those, as I say, it's like those things that come to your mind when you're reading these things, those are the things that it applies to. I am gentle with myself. So again, this isn't about beating yourself up. This isn't about, it really is, yeah, I honor and protect my sensitivity. I honor and protect my sensitivity. So, this really is about honoring yourself, being gentle with yourself. So at the same time that you are being very truthful with yourself. Okay. And being truthful doesn't mean that we have to beat ourselves up. We can be truthful and be very honoring, be gentle, be respectful of ourselves. And if it's a truth or truths that are, a little hard to digest, breathe. Just breathe, relax. Don't try to change and, address 50 things at once, right? Bring it into digestible ways in which you can work through something so that you can do complete work. So you can tie up your loose ends and follow through on things, right? And you can enjoy those feelings of a job well done, as well as those feelings of once you get that heaviness out of your energies, your frequencies, your vibrations, your mind, your body, your heart, etc., right? This helps you to feel good, right? Be gentle with yourself. Get lots of rest. Make sure you're well hydrated. Eat as healthy as possible. Give yourself time. Give yourself, the gift of motivation or meditation. I don't know. Motivation must be for somebody. So get the support and the help that you need, whatever that looks like for you. What else do we have? What else? Oops, that's way too many. That's way too many. I don't know if you can hear Napoleon. He's under the desk here snoring. For those of you who are new, Napoleon is technically not my cat, but he's basically my cat. He usually is very much wanting to be a part of cards and card reading. And today he is just snoozing away underneath the desk. Thank you. We have peace on the bottom of the deck. So, I'm trying to think of where it was. Maybe I just said, oh no, see, true peace. So peace, we have when we balance silence with activity, we discover true peace of mind, the source of all joy and happiness. Now again, silence with activity. Here we have this activity, right? This new exercise program. And I had talked about meditation. There is your peace, your quiet, your rest, your sleep, your relaxation. These different combinations of things are what is going to bring you peace. And then we also had, again, this purification, right? Purify your life of negative people, places, experiences, situations, stories that we constantly tell ourselves. You attain true peace. And again, we have balance of silence and activity. Discover the peace of mind. So peace is really important. And if you feel like you don't have that peace, it's time to look at this opportunity that you're being given to create peace for yourself in whatever your situation is. And maybe it's multiple things. Everybody has their own journey, their own path, their own stories. And again, put things into bite size, right? Look at what is the priority here, and just diligently work through what you can when you can and get the support and help you need. Devotion, stay connected to the divine. Pray, express your gratitude, or ask for help out loud. Make the practice of devotion a daily habit. Now, I would also say this can also be talking about devotion to you, devotion to the self, devotion to loving yourself, taking care of yourself, honoring yourself, realizing that you are a gift and you are a gift to the world. You are a gift to those in your intimate circle and in your extended circle. And if where your gift, is not being honored, respected, and appreciated, then it's time to move on. We have comfort. Lean back into the arms of grace, let go and let God. Now, again, it can be God, source, spirit, universe, and ancestors, great spirits, spirit teams, whatever that is for you. But again, we've talked about support. You have support. Support is available for you. It is often about a matter of asking it in, inviting it in, accepting it, receiving it. Because, sometimes some of us have a hard time accepting and or receiving help and support. Sorry. I wanted to finish my last little bit of hot cocoa before it got cold. All right, we have presence. We have presence. I was trying to remember if I showed you comfort, but I did. We have presence. Bring your mind into present moment time. Now is the only place to be. And recall I had set up here with sentiment that rumination and melancholy, I don't know if melancholy came up then, but it just came up now. But rumination and what is that word I said? I don't know, I lost it. But, we can sit there and go over things again, or nostalgia, that's the word. And there's nothing wrong with, having a remembrance. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's when we get stuck in that. That's where it's just not serving us. But being in the present moment, being in our here and now, right? In every moment, we are creating our tomorrow. Okay, and receive. Oh my gosh, yes, receive. When we open ourselves up to others, we open ourselves up to the abundance of the universe. Receive. So remember, I had said, when there's support here, you just need to ask and then be open and willing to receive, to accept. And now here we are being told, be willing to receive. Open up your arms and be willing to receive. Whether it is to others in the physicality or in other ways, shapes, and forms, it'll be different for different people. And here on the top of the deck, we have help. Again, I've been talking about help and support. Ask for help. Receiving is an act of generosity. And it really is an act of generosity, right? Because if we accept help from others that helps us to get back on track, it helps us to get ourselves together, then we can go out and we can offer that wisdom, that wisdom and that experience to others to help them through what they're going through, because you've been where they are. But being willing to ask for help, be willing to receive help, but also be willing to do the work. Be willing to do complete work, to tie up your loose ends, to follow through on your projects, right? All right, what else do we have? What else? Rest. Again, and it's interesting because rest is coming out right underneath I am gentle with myself, which we have him resting, sleeping. They're both sleeping. So clearly for some of you, sleep is going to be really important in this journey, in this process. And or maybe some of you are already run down and it's time to really start making yourself the priority. That is not selfish. That is self-investment. And again, as we've talked about, this is what ripples out. Whatever condition we are in, doesn't matter what the condition is, we ripple outward. We vibrate outward. It starts internally and it moves outward and around and about. So whatever condition that's in, that's what you're putting out there. Yes, rest and relax, release guilt and make your needs a top priority. So clearly there is, the message is very clear here. There's a lot of self-investment, self-love, self-care, self-acceptance, self-support. that would be very, very helpful to take place at this time. Yeah, faith grows when you act without knowing the end result. Oh, look at that. And it's stuck together with friendship. So we have faith. And again, it's have faith. Faith grows when you act without knowing the end result. So again, you may not see what the end result is going to be. You may not know. You may feel like, well, I don't even know what this is supposed to do for me, right? That's okay. It's just about going ahead and doing it anyway without knowing, without having the answers. And then we had friendships. Call a friend when you're mirrored with love and see yourself clearly. So again, we're not talking about calling negative people. If you have friends that are negative, or your bestie is negative, or your, whatever, that's not it. This is about calling in actual support that is going to help you in a positive, high vibrational way. And if you feel you don't have that, instead of, focusing on, oh, I don't have, right? Because then we're going into lack. Instead, it's, I'm putting it out there that I want to receive, supportive friends that are loving and supportive and are in alignment with me, and blah, 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 whatever that is for you. I would also say, notice here in both of these, lean back into the arms of grace, right? Let go and let God. And then you have this friendship, call a friend, mirrored with love, and you see yourself clearly. Notice how all the love and the support in both of these is angelic. It's the person and an angel. So I would say, you're really being encouraged to call in angelic support, angelic friendship, angelic guidance. All right, what else do we have? What else do we have? Oh, I thought that was going to come out, but it didn't come all the way out. What else? There's one in there. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it, and then it fell in my lap. My mind is my tool to use in any way I wish. Think about that. My mind is a tool. Is my tool to use in any way I wish. So again, I feel like there's mind chatter that there's mind chatter that's just not helping right now. So it would be beneficial to find what works for you to be able to break that negative thought cycle. Now, this can start with just calling in and being willing to recognize and acknowledge where you are having a negative thought, negative talk, because we follow that up with negative actions. Negative meaning they're just not serving. They're not serving. They're not aligned. They're just creating more of what you don't want, right? So a lot of it is just becoming aware. So I didn't realize so many came out. Excuse me. So a lot of it is just becoming aware. So literally asking to just, when I'm having these thoughts, my mind workings that are just non-serving, bring that to my conscious awareness in the moment with recognition and understanding. This is a belief, a thought that is just not serving me. Now I want to release that and let it go. And I want to bring in, often it's opposite to a state of balance, alignment, and harmony. But sometimes it can be something different. But you're just wanting to bring in, fill in the blank, and make sure that you're saying you want to bring that in with balance, alignment, and harmony. Because again, we don't want to go all the way over to the other side of this, of the polarity pole, if you will, because then we're still creating imbalance for ourselves. I hope all that makes sense. All right, then we have, I release all negative thoughts of the past and all worries about the future. Present. Stay in the present. Stay in the present. So beautiful. Makes so much sense with where we've already been in this reading so far. I love and accept myself as I am, and everything in my life works. So again, it's about being consciously aware. Bring this to my conscious awareness, because if I like to say, yes, whoever said knowledge is power. Yes, I agree totally. I also like to complete that or expand on that, I should say. Knowledge is power. Action is empowerment, right? So bringing this stuff to our conscious awareness so that we can then actively shift it and become our empowered, aligned self. And part is, I love and accept myself as I am, and everything works in my life. So again, it's not about beating ourselves up. It's not about getting stuck then in this whole story of, oh my gosh, I'm such an awful person, and it's like, oh my goodness, no, no. How is that helping you, right? It's like, how is that helping you? It's not. So maybe it would be a little more beneficial to look at that as, wow, what a great opportunity this is to be able to, now I'm aware of this, now I can move forward because I can shift that, right? And lastly, lastly for this, because I think we're supposed to pull one here. We'll see. We have freedom. I have the freedom and the power to create the life I deserve. I have the freedom and the power to create the life I deserve. I mean, it's all right here. Yeah, you do. You do. It's all right here. It's showing you, it's telling you. You actually even have the steps here, because it is about inviting help and support. It is about becoming consciously aware. It is about learning to stay in the present moment. It is about letting go of the past and the ruminating of the same story over and over and over and over, and then wondering why nothing's changing. It is about bringing in the new with getting your exercise, your body movement, your mind relaxing, taking time to rest, taking time to sleep, getting the help and the support you need. So yeah, guys, this is actually quite a beautiful reading. And yes, like I said, I have the freedom and the power to create the life I deserve. And you do. It's all right here, right before you. Are there any other messages that you wish to bring forward for us today? Oh, that's way too many. Way too many. Nope. Let's get one more to close out. I really like this, though, the freedom one. I think that would be a beautiful closeout. I have the freedom and the power to create the life I desire. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this is always easy. It can be very challenging. And we can think we have something figured out and that it's going to shift things. And then we think it doesn't, but it actually does. It's another piece of the puzzle. It's another step up. It's another, thing to be processed, and then it's let go. And so then it no longer has its power or its energy over us anymore. So yeah, I'm not feeling this now. When I first picked him up, I did, but then as I got talking, right. Wow. Okay. Okay. So I'm not reading the backs of these because they're saying it's going to kind of cloud the story. But the bottom line is, yes, I have the freedom and the power to create the life I desire. Self-believing and beyond. If we don't believe in ourselves, how can we expect others to believe in us? If we don't believe in ourselves, how can we expect others to believe in us? So there is a lot of self-doubt, I believe, at play. And, I get it. I get it because I think everyone has struggled with that at some point in time in their life, especially for those who have been through extremes and or multiple extremes. It can be very, very challenging and difficult to constantly stay in or get back into that positive mindset and believing in ourselves. Because, when you have, multiple things that just don't work out, it can be very, very detrimental to self-belief. So I do believe that, believing in the self is going to be a very, very crucial key component. And again, if you need help, if you need support in this, if you need, whatever it is you need to help you either get back to or for the first time get into a place and space of truly believing in yourself, that is going to be very, very important for this journey. Willingness. There needs to be a willingness to grow. There needs to be a willingness to grow. And what does that also mean? To me, that also talks about having a willingness to be honest with yourself. And we all have things we're not proud of. We all have parts of us that we don't that we don't like. But if we didn't have, if you look at it in terms of the way humans, good and bad, dark and light, there's always this duality, right? If we're not willing to look at the parts of us that are negative or dark, right? Then, and if we don't want to admit that they're there, then it's like, well, then what's causing your discomfort, right? Because there's things about us that are ready, they're making us uncomfortable to move us into a direction of doing something about it so that we can release that and come into a place of light, into a place of balance, alignment, and harmony, right? We are spiritual beings, but we're also having a very human experience. And part of that is having the maturity to willingly look at ourselves, be willing to grow, because growth can be scary, right? Because we don't know where it's going. We don't have all the answers. But it is a willingness to look at ourselves and to process, to heal, to release, to bring in, et cetera, et cetera. So there is a need to have, or a way to support yourself is a better way to say that, a willingness to grow. Being at home on the inside, right? Being at home on the inside. Very, very important. Healing through grace. Healing through grace. And I would say look up grace and look at it from a few different like dictionary type definitions, but I would also look at it through various blogs, vlogs, videos, articles, whatever that is that's for you that talks about grace. Take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Things that resonate with you are concepts for you to either understand or things to incorporate or things to let go so that you can move into grace. It is about being actively learning. Your mind is your tool, so use it to in any way you wish. Well, you can use your mind to learn, expand your understanding, and help you to pinpoint, this is what speaks to me, so this is what I'm trying to create. I hope that makes sense. And then lastly, we have seen in your own unique way. Again, accepting of the self, right? I have the power and the freedom to create the life I desire, meaning for yourself, right? Your mind is your tool and you can use it in any way I wish, you wish, right? You can use your mind in any way you wish, right? I have my mind. My mind is my tool. I can use it in any way I wish. And is it going to be in a way that's supportive or not? But being willing to see yourself in your own unique way without judgment. And that is a huge thing right there, is not constantly judging ourselves. You know, I remember this one guy that I worked with, and he had created a lot of unpleasant outcomes, shall we say, and outplays because his strength was a big picture person, and this is what I want to create. He could even go so far as, yep, these are the steps. Okay. That was his forte. That was his jam. That's what he was really good at. Where he had challenges was he was just not into details. He wasn't the detail person. He was the person of, here's point A. We're wanting getting to point B. Here's all the steps that we're going to do, you know, in between. And to him, that was done. Now, when others would come and say, well, okay, I see that. That's a great idea. I even see how you have it broken down. Fantastic. Now let's look at each one of these. How are you going to carry this step out? How are you going to carry this step out? I mean, like, who's involved? What are you going to assign them to do? What are your deadlines? What is your budget? Blah, 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 blah. Details. Not his thing. And there were a lot of times he would just kind of, I'm just going to slip these under the rug. And if I'm lucky, nobody will notice that we didn't really do that right. Oh, look, we're already all the way over here. We already made it. We're done. Look how great. And then it would all come tumbling down on him. Well, I'm becoming a better version of myself every day. And then he was just in this perpetual cycle of doing things that way. And then he would beat himself up over and over and over again. And think of him, he thought of himself as this terrible human being because he always fell short, because things didn't work out, because I'm a terrible person, because I just didn't want to do the work, so I didn't. And then it all fell apart, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he had all these stories and all these beliefs that he was constantly telling himself, and then he was creating them, so he was experiencing them. And in our work, it was just, you know what? You're just not into details. That's not your forte. That's not your lane. That's not your strength. And instead of beating yourself up about that, here's an idea. Why don't you just, you're the big picture guy. You have the steps, you know, here's where you began. Here's where you want to create. These are the milestones to do that. That's your job. That's your lane. That's your forte. And you are amazing at that. Now, when it comes time to put together your team and learn how to delegate, because he also had a thing about control, when he learned how to delegate and put together a team, it was, why don't you select a team that are the people who thrive on the details? Because there are people out there that's their forte. They're not a big picture person. They're not the milestones. They're in all the little details that help each milestone to take place. That's how you put together your team to be in your zone, be in alignment with who you are, by maturely recognizing what is not your forte. And instead of beating yourself up, learn how to work with that. Oh, okay. Well, then I just put together a team that, you know, what I don't like to do, they love to do. And what I love to do, I stay in that zone and in that lane. Boom, done. And once he started incorporating that, he ended up having a great deal of success. And he went on to be more and more successful. And it was just about shifting the perspective and learning to not beat himself up and not to blame himself because of his gifts and what he lacked, which again was his words, not mine. And instead learned, well, it's not that I lack that. It's just that's not my forte. So now I just put together my team with a whole different perspective. And that worked. So it's kind of the same thing here, guys. It's find what is your forte, work with that, what you need help with, or what you don't understand, or what you don't recognize, or what is just not your thing. Get the support you need for that and come together with your team. And don't be afraid to realize that your team, whatever that combination is, will shift over time as you shift, because your needs will shift, your desires will shift, and that's okay too. Anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful for you. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you like the video, you like the messages, it resonates with you, please do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Each and every one of these things really helps the channel, which helps me, but it also helps me to be able to put out my way, my wisdom of being able to help those around me. All right, until next time, guys, thank you so much for being here. Bye.